Hi, I'm Valerie. In September of 2018, I was diagnosed with HER2 positive breast cancer, along with invasive ductal carcinoma, and told that I would have to receive chemotherapy to shrink the tumor, and then likelihood of surgery, and then possibly radiation, which was quite devastating. Receiving a cancer diagnosis is very life-changing, and it brings up a lot of fear, which is something that you have to fight really, really hard to not buy into and take your time to think about how you're going to deal with the situation, and not just jump to make the decision that maybe the doctor may tell you from right off the bat, because there's many options out there for cancer treatment nowadays. So that's what I did. I just took my time to think about it and figure out what I wanted to do. I've never been a, shall I call it, a proponent of the Western medical model. I've been a very, very healthy individual my whole life until this cancer diagnosis. So it was quite an experience to have to, as I like to phrase it, jump on the Western medicine merry-go-round. And I always had gone down an alternative or holistic approach to my healthcare. So I started to do a lot of research and found several different centers that offered alternative cancer treatments. And then, logistically, things have to come into play. I mean, I live in Las Vegas, so I didn't really want to travel out of the country, so to speak, because that's a little bit difficult to deal with. So I came upon a center in Southern California, which I knew was very close to my home. And I still had a lot of friends in that area, so that's where I chose to go after reading up on it and many reviews, and that's how I came upon Dr. Von Schaefer. And from the very first appointment I had with her, she and I just clicked, and I knew that she was going to treat me as an individual. She was going to treat my cancer in me as an individual and not just give me the standard of care, which is what you typically get. Well, she did tell me that my cancer was a very aggressive type of cancer, and it had gotten to a very aggressive stage by the time I saw her, and that we were going to have to, as she put it, hit it very hard with treatment. But she saw my success rate as very, very high. She understood that I didn't want to have surgery if we could all take that off the table, and she was very compassionate about that. She really, really took my feelings into account about that and did everything in her power to come up with a treatment plan so I could avoid surgery. And so far to date, we've been successful with that, and I'm doing very well. Not nearly as fearful. I don't believe you really need to fear cancer, which is what most people do. It's not a death sentence when you do get that diagnosis, because there are so many options out there. So I'm very confident that I'm going to be around for a very long time. May I have to live with this for a while? Yes, but it's okay. I have a very good quality of life. The treatments with Dr. Von Schaefer have not been debilitating. Yeah, I'm not fearful about it at all. I'm very confident in her ability to help me battle this and go down this healing journey. Probably her compassion and her caring. I've never in my life ever come across a doctor who cares so much about me, her patient. I have access to her at any time. I mean, if I reach out, she's there to answer my questions, if for any reason whatsoever. And I just know she's there. In most doctors, something happens to you, off hours, on a weekend, whatever, you're lucky if you can get a return phone call. With her, she answers you. She's there all the time, and she's constantly thinking and researching and coming up with new plans and protocols and way to, to combat these things. She's always on top of the latest research and the latest alternative treatments, and And I don't know, it's really hard to put into words, but I could not have more confidence in a doctor than I do in her. First and foremost, don't let fear affect your decisions, for sure. Take the fear out of it. I know it's a shock. It's a huge shock. And immediately you're going to be scared, but just take a deep breath and take time to think about and research your options for treatment, because there are so many options out there. And Dr. Von Schaefer has lots of options to offer without having to do anything that's debilitating or very invasive.